Hi everyone, and welcome back to Stories with A.G. Flitcher. Today's story is about probably one of the most insane pinnacle moments of my life. I tore my left Achilles tendon. So it was one day of the week where I had three things going on the same day. I work 6 hours for my day job, then I go to school for 3 hours, and then go straight to my martial arts class for another 2 hours. So, very physical and mental day. Always exhausting. So, towards the end of my work shift, I was moving a 300-pound wooden table for the wood shop at my workplace. So, my coworker and I, who were moving it, spun it around, and we had to lean it up a certain way so that we can have room to rotate it. But, for some reason, he let go. He left me to be supporting all this weight by myself. So I'm like this, bracing it as hard as I can. Like, hurry up. Come on, man, I can't hold it this long. Come on, man, hurry up. So he finally gets around to it, and then we move the table to where it's supposed to be, or where we were told to put it. So I clock out, I drive straight to school, I have my class, goes great as usual, because I love writing and I loved learning about it. And then I drove to my martial arts class, and that's where it happened. It was towards the end of the last class. We were doing some pad training, like as if you're a boxer, but for karate. And I stepped back to do a kick, and I stepped back so quickly and so awkwardly that my ankle popped. I had no idea what was happening. I thought someone was actually behind me and kicked me or something. But I fell to the ground because my leg gave out. So I'm on the ground going, ow! I couldn't move. I was just like, oh, why is this happening? So my instructor comes over, sees what's happening, and tells me to go home. I ended up training for another year after that. I couldn't do anything physically for 6 months because I was in an air cast. No surgery, just an air cast. But it was what happened after that incident that is the insane part. Because of that injury, and because I had only done manual labor jobs, that's all I was qualified for. I tried to get a job as someone who works in an office because I had a writing degree or was working on it. I was out of work for a year and a half. I was sitting on a couch for a year and a half. It was just like, wow, I have so much free time now. But it was a blessing in disguise because on the one hand, I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't do anything because I just couldn't afford it. But I was in my last year of school, so I finished that and did pretty well. I finished on time, which was, an incredible achievement for me because when I did my associate's degree for creative writing, that took me way too long and way too much money. And not mine, it was my parents' money. So, yeah. So they when I was on the couch for that long, it really gave me the opportunity to rewire my brain and become a new person. And that's what I use that time for, is to question what I want and to really, find a new drive, a new flame. We always say as human beings that we know what drives us, but sometimes we don't. Sometimes what we think drives us is what defeats us. And I was the one getting in my own way. That's what I realized in that time, is that I was getting in my own way for everything. It was at that time that I realized, I need to change things. I need to change the way I think. I need to change the way I live. I need to do better for myself. Because I have value. For the longest time, I never valued myself. when I had that year gap of not working, I felt lost. I felt like I had nothing to offer to anyone or myself, because I was like, who am I without being able to work? What purpose do I have? Do I have one? Do I know what it is? I was that lost. When I got back to work, I had all these like meltdowns because I was still lost, and I didn't know how to get out of my own like negative thinking, and I kept pointing the finger at everyone else, rather than realizing that if someone else is instilling fear and self-doubt into me, then it's not really them, it's how I'm taking whatever they're saying negatively. And this is really important for everyone here that's listening. You can't listen to other people, regardless of who they are and what they say. It doesn't matter how close your relationship is with them. What matters is how much do you listen to yourself, because that is the most important person in your life. I know that sounds extremely selfish, but that is the person that makes the decisions. You may be listening to others, your loved ones, your friends, whatever, but ultimately it's what you do and say in life that determines what happens in the future. If your loved ones mean a lot to you and they are part of who you are, then that's still you. That's still what you're trying to achieve, to be happy. But I'm talking more about the inner thoughts that you keep to yourself. And what does that mean to you? All these thoughts ran into my head because I had so much time, I couldn't really do martial arts full time, or at least to the level that I used to, because I was so scared of injuring myself. I had to really, question what I was going to do. And that's what brought me to being a writer. When I finished my bachelor's in creative writing at Kwantlen Polytechnic University, my love of reading came back. I never thought I'd ever get it back. I really just neglected my reading, and it used to be something that I really loved, and then I found YouTube, and then I just ooh, a rabbit hole, I'm gonna go down that one forever. But it got really annoying and repetitive and just didn't really serve a purpose for me. And what I realized is that when you do a lot of reading and you diversify what you read, it really changes your perspective on things in life, because that is ultimately what storytelling is about. It's about invoking a visceral reaction and realization from your readers. Because as both a reader and a writer, I realized that life values can really be learned through storytelling, because the fictional elements cushion the blow of the more dramatic and hard-hitting lessons that a book can really inspire you to realize. Because sometimes when someone in your real life tells you that lesson, it can be either intimidating, depressing, or really annoying. What I'm trying to say is, it's almost like someone's giving you a piece of candy, but inside of that candy is the truth of what you are afraid to hear or realize. But because that you got that first sweet taste that had nothing to do with the truth, it cushioned the blow of what you're about to be hit with. And when you get that hit, you were warned in a sweet way of what's coming. I really have changed because of my injury. Probably the only serious injury I've had so far. So it didn't really inspire anything writing wise. It's just a big moment in my life that I went through. So yeah. Alright then. I hope you enjoyed that story. If you have more questions about this story, please go ahead and ask me through my social media links that I post in every video. I might one day do a YouTube live after a few stories and answer your questions if you have any, because I'd love to answer them. So have a good day and happy reading. Bye-bye.